Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Powder Puff football here at West Everett High School has returned back and better than ever. I am Mr. Morrel, excited for Powder Puff Media Day 2021 here with our new assistant with our Powder Puff primetime show today, Mr. Damian Waiters. Damian, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Coach. How we doing? How are we doing?
Excellent, man. Voice of the West Everett Township Eagles,
yes,
Damian
sir.
Waiters is the PA announcer for our youth football program. So we are excited to have you here with us today to preview an incredible matchup between the class of 2022 and the class of 2023. It's been a while. It's been a year, over a year since our last Powder Puff matchup. And much has changed, but yet much stays the same. Over 30 years of Powder Puff tradition, leading back all the way to the 1970s. If you remember back 2013, we had our first ever tie, and that tie led to some disgruntled people, which created one of the most exciting overtime rules in all of sports, which is our field goal competition. If the end of regulation ends in a tie, each team will have to bring out a long snapper and a kicker, and the team that successfully kicks a field goal from the furthest distance wins the game. Crazy enough, in 2016, right after that rule was created, we had an overtime game won by the senior class. Fast forward to 2019, we have our first back-to-back championships with the class of 2020 defeating the seniors 21-0 and 14-0 in back-to-back years. So it's been an incredible Powder Puff saga. We're excited to have it back, Damian, this year. The juices are flowing already. The intensity is high already. Two great teams, two great staffs, a lot to prove. I don't remember the last time there was this much buzz and excitement about a Powder Puff game in recent history. Senior class of 2022 takes on the junior class of 2023. Damian, you're in the hallways. You're with your classmates and your peers. What's the feeling you're getting out there?
Well, the feeling I'm getting out here, Coach, is that the class of 2023, let me just start off, they're locked in. I mean, from the head coaching staff to everybody with the assistants and everything, all the assistant coaches, with the personal, individual coaches, everybody to the players. I mean, it's all great. Everybody's locked in, they're ready. And I've been talking to a little bit of my friends, so they're ready to take on the seniors.
I'll tell you what, there's no doubt that the senior class is walking around here with a chip on their shoulder. There's been a lot of words out there being exchanged that you've never played before. You don't know what a Powder Puff's all about. They don't have enough depth. They don't have enough talent. I've spoken to Coach Riley Thurston the past couple days, and it's been impressive, the intensity that he's been bringing to the forefront. So no doubt this matchup is going to be one for the ages. And let's just get some thoughts before we bring these coaching staffs and players in. The senior class this year, class of 2022, coached by head coach Riley Thurston, assisted by Ryan Harris, Joe Bildo, Nick Tomasetto, Justin Opong, Nate Schultes, and Dom Tate. And right off the bat, Damian, the thing that I notice is generally the Powder Puff team is coached by football players.
Yes,
however, he's going a different direction. He's only got a few guys on here with football experience and a lot of multi-sport athletes. What's your take on that? What does your gut say about his hires on his staff and what direction he wants to go with this senior class?
Well, I think I don't like the direction. Quite personally, I don't like the direction. I feel as if that we're trying to push football here. It's Powder Puff game. We want to win, and then it's either side. We want to win. We need to win. This is what we want. So, I would have liked to have some more football players on my staff, but I see the direction that he is going, and I think we'll see at game time. I'm really, really pumped up to see what the seniors bring.
I agree. Game time is going to be where the lights are shining the brightest. And what I see here is a guy that wants multi-sport athletes that have different skill sets. I think the soccer move is interesting with the field goal piece tied in. When you talk about Nate Schultes and Dom Tate, two guys that played for a sectional title on the boys soccer team this year. They're competitive people. Maybe they bring a different voice. Nick Tomasetto, a high-level baseball player. Hey, you never know. Players to watch for you on that senior class?
Any players to watch for me in that senior class? I want to say Emma Reddington has some speed, definitely. They're definitely going to they're going to try to pass the ball, so see if we got some speed out there. And that's it for me.
I'll tell you what. I look at their roster, and I see a lot of skill players. I only counted 6 linemen on the whole roster. So to me, it says, here we go, spread offense. We have no intention to run the football.
Yes, sir.
We're putting Olivia McGee, Anna Rossi, Ellie Goldberg, Caitlin Kerr, all these athletic, tall girls with speed out there, and we're going to challenge your secondary and see what you can do. Dark horses to watch. What I don't like on the seniors roster, to be honest, Damian, is I don't see anybody that can control the defense. And in Powder Puff, it's about grabbing the flag.
Definitely.
Right? Playing solid
100%.
defense and controlling the controllables. And I don't see anybody on this list that jumps out to me and says, hey, I'm a nasty attitude in the middle of this defense that's going to run the show. So I'm interested to see what the seniors can bring to the table defensively. Junior class, obviously, you're a little bit biased. That's your crew.
Yes, sir, it
Thoughts
is,
on
have
your
to say.
junior class, led by head coach Corey Baglivo, assisted by the Marafa brothers, Ben and Dan, Luke Laxton, special teams coordinator, Shane McKenna, and Will Bilodeau. Thoughts on that staff?
Well, my thoughts on that staff. Personally, I know all the guys, all coaching staff, and I have a pretty cool relationship with them, and I like their knowledge and their understanding on football, and I think that they bring a lot as the coaching staff to this Powder Puff game, and I truly believe that they will be able to lead their squad to a W.
Here's what I saw day one of Powder Puff practice last week. Luke Laxton comes in the office. I said, Luke, how was practice? He goes, not where we wanted it to be. We're having a coaches meeting. For 90 minutes, they met as a staff after practice to get it right. That tells me they're in it to win it.
Yes, sir.
I don't know that we've ever had a staff that's as locked in as this junior class. Now, does that mean they're going to win the game? Who knows? Players to watch for the juniors, I got to be honest. I think they're stacked. I think the juniors are loaded. I think they've got great depth, and I think they've got athletes all over the place. I love the idea of playing with a tight end. I love Bella DeCesar there. I think that if I'm playing defense against the juniors, you always got to have an eye to see where she's at. I think the speed in the backfield between Lexi Yeager and J.C. Gismondi is outstanding, and quarterback Nat McGivern back there. It looks like they're looking to pound the football and get it done up front, as they clearly have double-digit people in each position on the offensive line. Impressive, to say the least. Who needs to get it done for them offensively for them to be in this game?
I believe that there are two running backs I've heard that they have. Malia Acevedo and Lexi Yeager, their two running backs really are going to have to pound the ball down the field for them to, gain some yards, gain some confidence, and continue to have that momentum throughout the game.
Well, defense wins championships. That's an old adage. And I'm going to tell you right now, Damian, that the junior class on paper has the best linebacking core that I've ever seen. Right? Gismondi, Acevedo, DeCesar, McGivern as their starting four linebackers. That's speed, that's intensity, that's aggression, and that's coming after you from the start, from the get-go, without apology. So, on paper, defensively look great. I love the Scarrato and Yeager at DN combination. And on the back end of the defense, it looks like they've got athletes all over the place. Defensively, what do you want to see from these guys?
I want to see that the ball hawks in the back of the field, I want to see them able to go up and deflect passes and actually be able to lock down, especially the linebackers, to be able to sit down, lock down on defense, read the plays, because those four girls that you did just mention have very, very good knowledge, very great knowledge. I think they'll be able to understand the offense that the seniors are trying to run, and they'll get to it.
Well, they better figure it out, because Emma Black, quarterback for the seniors, is the triple threat. If there's anybody that they need to contain, it's going to be her. I really believe Emma Black, the senior quarterback, can dictate the pace of this game for one way or the other. So, all that being said, it's time to bring in our staffs and our players, and let's get to know the Powder Puff teams of 2021. And welcome back to Powder Puff Media Day 2021, along with my co-host, Mr. Damian Waiters. And Damian, we are going to bring in the senior class, the class of 2022. So much to prove with this group this year after not having an opportunity to play as a junior class. So many could look at that as a disadvantage. We're here with head coach Riley Thurston, also the offensive and defensive line coach, along with offense coordinator Ryan Harris, who's coaching quarterbacks and safeties. And gentlemen, welcome to the show. Question number one, general thoughts. It's your first Powder Puff game. How are you feeling? How's the team feeling?
You can feel it in the air around all of our practices around the school. We're all very excited, ready to just get out there, play some ball, have fun, and tear some juniors' faces off.
That's it. And so what's the feel? What was the feel in this practice this during week? Like, what was the spirit around the girls?
It was definitely a little disorganized at first, but we quickly got it together. We were definitely I felt like we were having a lot of fun at practice, learning our rules very quickly. A lot of players picked it up very quick. So overall, it's been a couple good practices.
What are your thoughts on the juniors? I know obviously you're pumped up, you're ready to go, you want to get after them. There's that trash talking phase that goes down, but your honest opinion of your opponent.
I've been saying it all week. I feel like it'll be a good game. I feel like it'll be a 1 to 2 touchdown game, depending on what team performs better, fumbles, stuff like that, penalties. I feel like whatever team has less of those will come out on top. It's not going to be a blowout like it is for the past couple of years.
So, are there any thoughts on the team? Do we have any strengths, any key players that we're looking at for your squad?
Key player, definitely quarterback, Emma Black. She has the arm strength. She has that leadership ability that we're looking for in a quarterback. And we believe that she'll be able to lead the offense.
You know, I noticed on your roster only 6 offensive linemen labeled. Not sure if that was purposeful or accidental. No second guard, only 1 guard, 3 tackles, 2 centers. No tight ends, obviously, means you'll be in a spread offense.
Yes.
Plan is to throw the ball all over
Yeah.
the park. Any concerns? I mean, knowing that any ball that touches the ground is a dead ball, potentially could lead to a turnover when you put the ball in the air. I mean, any concerns about your offense, maybe weather conditions? What's your game plan if the passing game doesn't go as expected?
I mean,
What's plan B when the passing game falls apart?
so how we're running our defense for this game, it's not really plan A is passing and plan B is running. It's a mix of both. We're going to have a couple good passing plays in there, a couple good run plays. If worse comes to worse, obviously we got Emma Black out there. We got really good running backs who can just scramble and get away as fast as they can. So we got a lot of athletes back there that can just make it happen.
Do you concern about depth at all up front? Only 6 offensive linemen can make it tricky sometimes.
No, so I've been training our offensive linemen all week, and you know, from the group of girls that have signed up and are started playing, and I've been coaching, it seems like they're having a good time learning it very quickly. It seems like they want to get after and try to protect their running backs and quarterbacks as much as possible.
Lots of skilled players on the list. What's your plans for substitutions? How do you get all these skilled players in the game with only a limited number of positions to play?
So for running backs, it's going to be in duos. So we'll say every 2 plays, the duos of running backs will switch, and then we have 3 wide receivers in at a time. So we'll do those in groups of 3, and we'll do the same thing every 2 plays.
Excellent.
So, fellas, on the defensive side of the ball, are we confident that we have players who we're putting out there that can grab flags? Because that's the point. Do we have players that can grab flags on that defensive side?
Yeah, we were practicing it yesterday during our defensive practice, and at first, like, the idea of chasing down the running back or something like that, at least for the D-line, it was like, I'm just going to run straight at them. But as we learned from football for the past couple of years, it's not about where they are, it's about where they're going to be. So I was trying to teach the D-lineman, chase them down, catch them from the back, and they started to get it immediately. It seemed like our safeties and our corners were doing the same. Linebackers were just eating up our offense in the middle. So it seemed like a great time to tackle. They were doing a really good job pulling the flags.
Special teams, such an overlooked aspect of the game, not only in Powder Puff, but in football in general, and Powder Puff for sure. Talk to us about your kicking game.
So we have Olivia McGee, starting kicker. She played varsity soccer for 4 years, so we're really confident in her ability to kick the football. She's been showing that in practices the last few days, so we're ready to go from a special team standpoint.
Great. Predictions?
Say 28 to 21 seniors.
35-0 seniors.
That's outstanding. Mr. Waiters, anything else from you?
Oh, sir, that's it for me.
Guys, best of luck to you. Stay healthy. Good luck on Monday night. Bring the juice. Up next, when we come back, will be the Powder Puff senior players as soon as we return.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our West Stepford 2021 Powder Puff Media Day. I am Damian Waiters, joined here by Mr. Morrel, and today we are joined by the senior squad captains, Krista Yaruso, Celeste Given, Olivia McGee, and Emma Black. So, ladies, how are we feeling on our 2021 Powder Puff? How are we feeling?
I think we're feeling good. We're feeling strong. A lot of energy in the air, and yeah, I think we're excited.
Any thoughts on your opponent?
Competition.
I agree.
So, your first Powder Puff,
Yes.
the one disadvantage that you have that other classes prior to you haven't had to deal with is you're only getting one shot at this thing, right? Every other team that came before you had a junior year competition and then obviously rose up to a senior year competition. Concerns, nervousness, what are the things that you're a little bit concerned about only having one shot at Powder Puff, West Everett High School style?
Well, personally, I believe that there's more positives than negatives in this situation because that means we're going to come out with more aggression and normal. We are more dedicated, and we're in it to win it.
If you had to define your team right now, how would you define yourselves?
Very hardworking. We come out to practice. We focus when we need to focus on. We work as our individual groups, and then we come together as a whole team to come out with W.
So what kind of environment do you feel needs to be created to win on Monday night?
A positive one, and we got it.
Outstanding. Now, looking at your roster here, I brought the same question up to your coaching staff. It looks like you're light on offensive linemen. Celeste, they have you down here as center. Talk to us about what practice has been like with only 6 offensive linemen and really no subs and not a lot of depth at that position. Talk to me about the goals up front in order to win the game on Monday night.
Okay, so definitely there are not a lot of people going out, but the people that we have and very motivated to do their job. So I believe that our offensive linemen will do their job and do it right to protect the quarterback and to be good.
Emma, what's the game plan offensively? You're going to call the shots back there at quarterback. What is your goal on Monday night for your offense?
Make sure they're fast and quick and we can get it down.
Excellent.
Emma, I have a question for you. Do you feel any concern about what you're seeing on the junior defensive side of the ball?
No. We got this. We definitely got this.
Olivia, defensively, it's about speed and about intensity. What is it that your defense is bringing to the table in order to shut down a high-powered junior squad on Monday night?
They definitely have the speed and things, but we have the height. We're big. We're a lot bigger than they are in multiple ways, and I think we'll be able to hold them.
Krista, offense coordinator Ryan Harris, when asked what his prediction, said 35-0. How do you respond to that?
I think it's a good prediction. I think it's going to be a little bit of a closer game. I don't know. I say 21-7. That's what my prediction is.
Yeah.
21-7.
Yeah.
Mr. Waiters, I'll tell you what, they doubled down for sure. Ladies, best of luck on Monday night. We're excited to watch you out there. Have fun, have a blast, and best of luck, seniors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we return, we will bring in the juniors, the class of 2023, to hear about their high-powered offense and what their plans are for Monday night's contest.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our West Effort 2021 Powder Puff Media Day. Today we are joined here by our Junior 2023 coaches, Corey Baglerville and Shay McKenna. Also on the coaching staff, we have Ben and Dan Marafa at the offensive and defensive coordinator, Luke Laxton at the special teams coordinator, Shay McKenna, Will Billadell. So, fellas, how we doing?
Doing great. We're confident. We're feeling good. The girls feel really good. And we're just going to go out there and win.
What has the feeling been like this week in practice for the junior squad? I know Monday, Coach Laxton came in. We spoke briefly. There were some frustrations. I walked into the room. You guys were in the middle of an intensive staff meeting. Mm-hmm. What became of that? Where did you go from there? What led to that meeting in the first place?
There was some confusion in the game plan between the coaches, particularly the offensive line coach, Will Bilodeau, and myself. So we had to just touch up on some offensive line rules, their responsibilities, and the rest of the week of practice, we got it all together, and we looked great.
Thoughts on your opponent this week, right? The seniors, a lot of bravado, a lot of talk, a lot of chirp. On paper, they look average, a little bit above average at best. What do you anticipate being their strengths and weaknesses? What do you have to prepare for? What do you have to worry about? And where are the areas of the game plan that you think you are better?
Well, we know that they have a pretty decent quarterback with a good arm, so we really had to prepare our defensive backs well, just work on the passing game. We know they're going to run 3 receivers, so we've been working on practice a lot, just the defensive backs' coverages, their rules, their zones, and I played scout team quarterback. I got to run around a little bit just to give them a look from someone who's played quarterback. So they got to see a decent arm. They got to see everything, routes from Dan and Will and Shay. So I think they're prepared.
So, fellas, now I've played football with both of you guys, and I love both of you guys, and I really, really understand and appreciate y'all work ethic towards the game. So, do we have any strengths, any key players that we're looking at on our side that are just going to maybe build us to win this game?
Definitely. I think our key player is Lexi Yeager. I really think she can get the ground game going and really be an explosive back for us.
I'll tell you what, guys. First of all, I appreciate you playing with a tight end, number one. I think too often one of the mistakes people make in Powder Puff is try to spread it out and throw the ball. Well, there are three things that can happen when you throw the ball. Two of them are bad. I think when we've seen teams really run away with the Powder Puff game, it's been in the run game. When you put a tight end in the game, it makes them put an extra defender to defend the run and bring somebody else down. Love Bella DeCesar, a tight end. I think she can be very dangerous. You guys have athletes all over the place. But, I'm an offensive line guy. Talk to me about what you have up front and what you like about your offensive line.
We got girls up there that they're confident. As hard as a position the offensive line is, we had to really work on them, teach them in practice, coach them up. And the first day was rough, but throughout the week, we met as a coaching staff every night at 7:30. We just figured everything out, got on the same page. We got them doing a few different things, but they're definitely capable.
On the defensive side of the ball, potentially I have in my notes on paper the best linebacking core that we've ever seen collectively in West Effort Powder Puff football history, on paper. What is it that those four, Gismondi, Acevedo, DeCesar, McGivern, what do they bring to your defense?
Like I said, Coach, they're just a bunch of athletes. They're willing to make the plays, and they're willing to go out and run and go and catch the passes.
So for me, Coach.
Well, the last thing we ask the senior coaches is the same thing that we're going to ask you. Predictions?
28-0 juniors.
I think we're really talented this year, Coach, and I think we can get it done.
Outstanding. Well, it's going to be a Donnybrook, to say the least. I mean, the intensity gets hotter and hotter, and we can't wait to see this thing get ignited on Monday night. Guys, best of luck to you.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll be back with our junior Powder Puff captains.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our WDHS 2021 Powder Puff Media Day. Today we are joined by our 4 junior 2023 captains for our squad: Mia Harmel, Michaela Scarrato, Ryan Ayanati, and Lexi Yeager. So, ladies, how are we feeling on this matchup this year?
Confident.
Confident. Any thoughts on our opponent? Because they were talking some stuff. They were talking really crazy. So, what are your thoughts?
I feel like they think they have the advantage because they're seniors, and they think they have some height on us, which they do. But I think we're still confident, and we have a bunch of athletes that can help us through.
I think on paper, you guys look very dangerous. Explosive, great speed, competitors. What is it that your team is doing well and has done well this week, and what in your minds are the keys to victory for Monday? What are the things you have to do well to win this game?
Sorry, Michaela. We have to put in effort, definitely.
I think that our coaches are very efficient and our practices go smoothly and they have everything planned out, and that's really helping us out to get the advantage on the other team.
Yeah, I think we've had really productive practices and really well structured with the qualified coaching staff. So all of that coming together on Monday night is definitely going to help us.
And when you look at your opponent, the seniors, class of 2022, what is it that they do that you have to be concerned about and really prepared for? What's the strength of that opponent?
Honestly,
I think that tells us everything you need to know right there. Yeah,
I'm not too worried.
Damian?
So, especially starting with you 4 being as captains and all, what kind of environment do you hope to create just within you guys as a group and lead that and express that to the other girls for a hopeful dub?
I hope that we can make it fun and not so serious, even though we have to be more serious if we want to come out with a win. But I think if we can just make it fun and trust each other and put in the effort, we'll come out with a win.
I agree. Trust is definitely big in this game.
Final question. Predictions for Monday night.
28-0.
21-7.
28-7.
I'd have to say 28-7.
I'll tell you what, we are all over the map here, Mr. Waiters.
really
Ladies,
are.
we wish you the best of luck. The lights will be hot on Monday night, but we think the junior class of 2023 is prepared. Best of luck. Enjoy the game night on Monday. And when we come back, we will wrap up with our final thoughts and predictions for Powder Puff 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our West Defford 2021 Powder Puff Media Day. I am Damian Waiters, joined by Mr. Morrel. And Coach, let me just ask you, what are our keys to victory for our senior and junior squad?
Well, number one, I think for both teams, they need to keep even-keeled emotionally. I think emotional stability in this game is huge because the closer it gets, the more the nerves get racked up, whether you want to or not. So stability for both. On the seniors' end, clearly they want to throw the football. I think everybody that was in here today as a senior on the senior squad made it clear that they believe they have the height advantage, they believe they have a quarterback that can throw the football, and they have enough wide receivers to get the job done. So if they're counting on their wide receivers, then that wide receiver core needs to make the most of their opportunities. When the ball is thrown, it's got to be theirs. The worst thing that could happen and what could dictate the outcome of this game is the senior class trying to force the passing game to their big wide receivers and the wide receivers not making plays and quick 3-and-outs and giving the ball back to an explosive offense. Number two, I think the coaching staff of the senior class, if it's working, keep doing it. Force the junior coaching staff to make adjustments. Challenge them to make adjustments. Sometimes you tend to feel really good about the way one thing's going, and then you want to start getting cute and changing it up. Don't. Stick with what's working. Force the other coaching staff to make adjustments. And lastly, for the seniors, I think it's going to come down to having one trick play in their pocket that they know they can hit. Maybe in a big moment. I do think the game's going to be close, and that could turn the tide. From the junior squad, I just think that athletically they have the advantage. They need to win the special teams game. I really like special teams coordinator Luke Laxton. He's a special team guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if their kicking game is really, really solid, including the punt game. They can control the field position. Number two, ball control. Don't give the ball to Emma Black if you don't have to. Okay, she can hurt you at quarterback. She can run. She can throw. I think she's the ultimate threat over there. So if you can control the ball offensively as the juniors, take it, eat that clock up. And finally, be the best. Be the defense that you are on paper in real life. On paper, they look absolutely devastating. Those four linebackers in the middle, the two DNs, I think they could be an outstanding defense. They need to live up to their potential and play fast. Damian, thoughts on the outcome of this game? Now, I know you are part of the class of 2023, so you're clearly a little bit biased, but your general thoughts on the outcome of this football game now hearing from both squads.
Mr. Morrel, if I had to give you some general thoughts, I would, with some keys playing into it, I would say that, like you said, I really think that the seniors running that spread offense, they're going to try to force the ball, and all the juniors on the defensive side, they just have that speed back there, and on the offensive side, both sides of the ball, they really do have that speed in the backfield. So if I had to go for a prediction, I'm going to have to say 28-14 juniors. My juniors are coming out on top, and I'm going to stand by that.
I'm going to go 21-13 juniors. But I do think it's going to be a Donnybrook. I think it's going to be a battle. I think there's going to be some great plays being made left and right.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be one play that's really going to dictate the outcome of this game. Damian, phenomenal job by you. With a blast. We'll see you on Monday night, and we'll see everybody out on Monday night right here in the Nest. Powder Puff 2021 coming into your living room, 7 p.m. Class of 22 takes on the class of 23. We can't wait. We'll see you there. Take care, everybody.